Hey beautiful people of the internet, my name is Ryan, and for the last 12 or so years I've said that I was ready to leave Indiana. And here in 3 days, that is actually gonna happen. Cue the intro, Jeeves. Disclaimer, and because I'm leaving after 22 years here, I figured maybe the polite thing to do would be to say goodbye. So, here we are. But where exactly are we? Good question. I know this seems like a pretty random set of bleachers, maybe, but no. This is a completely random set of bleachers, aside from one thing. This is where I sometimes come to watch sunsets. It seemed like the right kind of place to say goodbye. Indiana has mainly taught me two things. Indiana taught me about how important family is. Not just the sitting down to dinner every night thing, though that is important, but also the extended family thing, the cousins and second cousins and third cousins, all in the name of taking care of each other, of caretaking. I can't even say the number of times this summer that an aunt or uncle or great aunt or great uncle has offered me some generosity that I wasn't expecting and that just kind of blew me away. I can't say whether or not that's a priority in any other part of the country, but I'm so happy that it's the norm here. It forces me to be a little unselfish, to get out of those selfish ways of thinking. And second, Indiana taught me to give a crap about the world that we've inherited. I'm using that word inherited on purpose. In farming families like the ones I was born into, the way that land passes through members of the family is so important, and it's comforting to know that somebody who thinks like you is going to be taking care of the land that you took care of for 40 years. Obviously, I'm not the cookie cutter son or grandson that maybe my family hoped would go into farming, but I still learned those lessons, and I loved those lessons, and I'm taking them with me when I go. There's this Aldo Leopold quote. Aldo Leopold was a conservationist and a scientist and a writer, but he's got this quote that goes, "Our ability to perceive quality in nature begins, as in art, with the pretty. It expands through successive stages of the beautiful to values as yet uncaptured by language." That's dense, but I think it means this. We start with the pretty and the immediate, things like sunsets, and then if we're doing it right and appreciating the land in the long-term way that we ought to, it becomes much harder, maybe impossible, to describe, because the beautiful becomes more than skin deep. And if this state has taught me anything over the last 22 years, it's to look past the pretty for the beautiful. Thanks for watching. I'll see you all soon from somewhere other than Indiana. Best wishes. You're a pretty corny dude sometimes, you know that, Ryan?